in a village nestled between rolling green hills and a crystal-clear river, there lived an old wise gardener named Master Chen. He was known throughout the land not just for growing the most beautiful gardens, but for transforming the lives of everyone who sought his wisdom. Master Chen had two apprentices who came to him on the very same day. The first was Lin, an eager young woman with calloused hands from years of helping her family in their struggling farm. The second was Wei, a wealthy merchant's son who had every advantage in life but had never truly succeeded at anything. Both apprentices begged Master Chen to teach them the secret of growing the legendary Golden Lotus, a flower so rare and valuable that a single bloom could feed a family for an entire year. But Master Chen had only ever grown one golden lotus in his lifetime, and he guarded its secret carefully. Master Chen looked at both apprentices and smiled mysteriously. "I will teach you both," he said, "but first, you must prove you're worthy. Here's what you must do." He reached into an ancient wooden box and pulled out two identical seeds. They were small, dark, and unremarkable. Nothing like what they expected from something that could grow into a golden lotus. "These seeds," Master Chen explained, "are the rarest in the world. Only 1 in 1,000 will actually grow into a golden lotus. The other 999 will produce nothing but ordinary weeds. I'm giving each of you one seed. Plant it, care for it, and return to me in exactly 100 days. Whoever successfully grows the golden lotus will become my successor and inherit all my knowledge." Lin held her seed carefully, her heart racing with excitement. This was her chance to change everything for her family. She had no fancy tools, no greenhouse, no rare fertilizers, just her determination and a small patch of earth behind her family's humble cottage. Wei, on the other hand, immediately began calculating. He had access to the finest soil money could buy, the most advanced gardening equipment, and could hire the best botanists in the kingdom. This would be easy. Wei rushed home and immediately began spending his father's money. He bought exotic fertilizers from distant lands, hired 3 expert gardeners, built a climate-controlled greenhouse, and even consulted with the kingdom's royal botanist. He was determined to guarantee his success through superior resources. But there was a problem. The more Wei spent, the more anxious he became. What if his seed was one of the 999 that wouldn't grow? What if all this investment was wasted? The pressure mounted, and doubt crept into his mind. After just 2 weeks, when his seed hadn't even sprouted, Wei panicked. He decided the seed must be defective. So he threw it away and bought what he thought was a golden lotus seed from a traveling merchant. Master Chen will never know, he reasoned. Meanwhile, Lin planted her seed in simple soil behind her cottage. She had no fancy equipment, but she did something Wei never thought to do. She talked to the seed every day. "Good morning, little seed," she would whisper each dawn as she watered it gently. "I know you're working hard down there in the dark. Take your time. I believe in you." Days passed, then weeks. Still nothing sprouted from Lin's patch of earth. Her neighbors began to whisper that she was wasting her time. Her own family started to worry that she was becoming obsessed with an impossible dream. But Lin never wavered. She continued her daily ritual, watering, weeding, talking to the seemingly empty patch of soil. She researched everything she could about seeds, learning that some of the most beautiful flowers take the longest to germinate. By day 50, Lin faced her darkest moment. Still no sprout had emerged. She sat by her patch of earth, tears in her eyes, wondering if she had been fooling herself. Maybe the seed really was defective. Maybe she wasn't meant for greatness after all. That night, her grandmother sat beside her. "Child," the old woman said softly, "do you know why bamboo is the strongest plant in the forest?" Lin shook her head. Because for the first 5 years, bamboo grows its roots deep underground where no one can see. People think nothing is happening, but those roots are spreading, strengthening, preparing. Then, in the 6th year, bamboo shoots up 80 feet in just 6 weeks. The waiting wasn't wasted time, it was preparation time. Inspired by her grandmother's wisdom, Lin continued her daily care. On day 60, she noticed the soil looked slightly different. On day 65, she saw the tiniest green speck pushing through the earth. Her heart nearly burst with joy. "Hello there, little one," she whispered to the emerging sprout. "I knew you were working hard down there." Meanwhile, Wei's purchased plant was growing beautifully in his expensive greenhouse. It looked exactly like the pictures of Golden Lotus he had seen in books. He was confident he had outsmarted the system. Wei arrived first, carrying his magnificent flowering plant in an ornate pot. It was stunning. Golden petals that seemed to glow in the sunlight. Leaves so perfect they looked almost artificial. "Master Chen," Wei announced proudly, "I have successfully grown the Golden Lotus. As you can see, my superior methods have produced superior results." Master Chen examined the plant carefully, his face unreadable. Then Lin arrived, carrying a simple clay pot. Inside was a small but genuine sprout with just 2 tiny leaves. Clearly the very beginning of something, but nothing that looked like the legendary Golden Lotus yet. Wei laughed. "Master, surely you can see who the winner is. My plant is already in full bloom, while hers has barely started growing." Master Chen turned to Wei with sad eyes. "My dear boy," he said gently, "this is indeed a beautiful plant, but it is not a Golden Lotus. It's a common fire lily that you purchased from the merchant in the Eastern market. I know because I saw you buy it." Wei's face went pale. His deception had been discovered. Then Master Chen knelt beside Lin's simple pot and smiled. "Lin, tell me about your journey." Through tears of exhaustion and hope, Lin shared everything. The daily watering, the talking to the seed, the moments of doubt, the decision to keep believing even when nothing seemed to be happening. Master Chen nodded knowingly. "Lin, do you want to know a secret? Neither of the seeds I gave you could grow into a Golden Lotus. They were just ordinary garden seeds." Both apprentices stared at him in shock. "You see," Master Chen continued, "the Golden Lotus isn't grown from a special seed. It's grown from a special gardener. The real test wasn't whether you could grow a magical flower. It was whether you had the character to nurture something even when you couldn't see immediate results." He pointed to Lin's small sprout. "This ordinary seed has become extraordinary because of how you cared for it. Your patience, your faith, your daily commitment, these are the real seeds of the Golden Lotus." Master Chen reached into his garden and picked a stunning golden flower, a real Golden Lotus that had been growing there all along. "The true secret," he said, "is that the Golden Lotus grows not from the seed you plant in the ground, but from the seeds of character you plant in yourself. Patience, persistence, faith, daily commitment to growth, even when you can't see progress." "Wei," Master Chen said kindly, "you have all the resources anyone could want, but you lack the one thing that matters most, the willingness to trust the process. You tried to buy success instead of growing it. Lin, you had nothing but belief, and that was everything. You watered your seed not because you could see results, but because you had faith in the process." As if on cue, Lin's small sprout began to shimmer in the sunlight. Over the following days, it grew with incredible speed, and within a week, it had transformed into the most beautiful Golden Lotus anyone had ever seen. This story isn't really about gardening, is it? It's about every dream you've ever had that seemed impossible, every goal that felt too big, every time you've wanted to give up because you couldn't see progress. The 3 seeds of success. From this ancient village tale, we learn 3 seeds that grow real success. First, the seed of faith. Lin believed in her seed even when there was no evidence it would grow. In life, we must believe in our dreams before anyone else does. We must water our goals with faith, especially during the dark periods when nothing seems to be happening. Second, the seed of process. Lin understood that growth happens in its own time. She didn't try to force results or take shortcuts. She trusted that consistent daily action, even when it seemed insignificant, was building something powerful beneath the surface. Third, the seed of character. The real transformation wasn't in the plant, it was in Lin herself. Through 100 days of patient care, she developed the character traits that create lasting success: persistence, faith, humility, and the wisdom to trust the process. Why we're all Wei sometimes. If we're honest, most of us start as Wei. We want the fastest path to success. We want to buy our way to the top. We want to skip the waiting, skip the daily grind, skip the character building that comes from not seeing immediate results. But here's what Master Chen knew. There are no shortcuts to genuine success. Every overnight success story is actually a decade in the making. Every lucky break is preparation meeting opportunity. The modern Golden Lotus. In today's world, we're surrounded by fire lilies, fake shortcuts that promise instant results, get-rich-quick schemes, overnight transformation programs, magic pills for weight loss, secret hacks for instant fame. But the real Golden Lotus, genuine success, lasting happiness, meaningful achievement, still requires the same ancient ingredients: daily commitment, patience with the process, and faith during the dark periods when nothing seems to be growing. So here's my question for you. What seed are you planting right now? What dream are you watering with daily action even though you can't see results yet? Maybe you're learning a new skill, building a business, working on your health, or developing a relationship. Maybe you're in day 50 of your own 100-day journey, wondering if anything is really happening beneath the surface. Remember Lin's grandmother's wisdom about bamboo? The most powerful growth often happens where you can't see it. Your efforts aren't wasted just because you can't see immediate results. Don't be like Wei, trying to buy success or find shortcuts. And don't give up on your seed just because it hasn't sprouted yet. Your breakthrough might be just one more day of faithful watering away. Master Chen lived to be 100 years old, and Lin became the most renowned gardener in the kingdom. But she never forgot the lesson of that first seed, that the most beautiful flowers grow not from perfect conditions, but from perfect commitment. And Wei? He eventually learned his lesson too. He returned to Master Chen 3 years later, humble and ready to plant real seeds instead of buying fake flowers. It took him 7 years of daily practice, but he eventually grew his own Golden Lotus. Because it's never too late to plant the right seeds. It's never too late to choose patience over shortcuts. It's never too late to trust the process. The village of 2 seeds lives in all of us. Every day, we choose whether to be Lin or Wei, whether to trust the process or seek shortcuts, whether to water our dreams with faith or abandon them for something that looks easier. What will you choose? If this story changed how you think about success and patience, give it a like and share it with someone who needs to hear it. Subscribe for more stories that plant seeds of wisdom in your heart. And remember, your Golden Lotus is growing even if you can't see it yet. Until next time, keep watering your dreams.